Hi guys, this is a meeting between one of the most extraordinary attacking player of all time, Garry Kasparov, against the superb endgame virtuoso, Vassily Smyslov. Here we go. Garry opened with d4, Black played with d5, c4. Oh no. Knight f3, Knight f6, c4, c6, Knight c3, e6, Bishop g5, Knight b2 d7, e3, Queen a5. This is the Queen's Gambit Decline Cambridge variation. The first recorded use of the Cambridge Springs was by Emanuel Lasker in 1892. The name derives from 1904 tournament in Cambridge Springs, Pennsylvania, in which the defense was used several times. According to Wikipedia, Black's idea is to get its queen out of the pin and start pressuring White's knight on c3 with Bishop b4 followed by Knight e4. Garry took. Knight takes d5, Queen d2, protecting the knight on c3, Bishop b4, Rook c1, e5, a3, Bishop d6, d takes c5, Knight takes c5, Knight takes c5, Bishop takes c5, and b4, attacking the Queen on a5, Bishop takes c3, Queen takes c3, Knight takes c3, B takes a5, Knight e4, aiming to take the knight, the bishop on g5, Bishop f4, castle. I call a bishop a sniper because a bishop is like a sniper who is trained to shoot perfectly at things that are very small or very far away. That is why I use the title "One Sniper is Enough," but a pair of snipers are way better, meaning that a single bishop in an open position is good, but two bishops are better. The game continued f3, planning to take the knight on e4, Knight f6, e4, taking away the d5 square for Black's knight. Keep in mind that the way to beat a knight is to take away its outposts or landing squares. Here, the d5 square is its outpost. Rook e8. Vassily was planning to play knight d5, threatening to take the bishop on f4 and also pressure the pinned pawn on e4 with f5. King f2, getting out of the pin, a6, Bishop e2, Bishop b6, Rook b1, attacking the backward pawn on b7, Rook e7, protecting the b7 pawn, Rook hd1, Rook ae8, Rook b2, preparing to double rooks on the d file. Long time ago, a chess lecturer by my dad told me or asked me a question: why do you think your rook needs to control an open file? I answered, I don't know. He replied, your rooks needs to control an open file because it wants to go to a better place like the 7th rank or the 8th rank. Here, Vassily played Bishop c8, Rook b2 d2, Rook d7, Rook takes d7, Knight takes d7, g4, getting more space on the king side, Knight c5, Bishop e3, wanting to take the knight on c5, Knight d7, and g5. Again, one way to deal against your opponent's knight is to take away its squares. Now, with g5, White is taking away the f6 square for the Black knight. Knight e5, Bishop d4, threatening to capture the knight on e5, followed by Rook d8, back rank checkmate. Knight g6. How do you battle against a knight? By removing its landing place. White move its king to g3 here to prevent the Black knight from going to f4. Knight f8, h4. White continued pushing its kingside pawns to acquire more space and also to create a passed pawn. Rook d8, f4, bishop e6, bishop c3, rook takes d1, bishop takes d1, knight d7, f5, aiming to take the bishop on e6, bishop c4, h5, h6. If black plays, for example, f6, then white can continue with h6. After f takes g5, h takes g7. Then now, white has 3 connected passed pawns. So in the game, Vassily played h6. Garry took, g takes h6, g takes h6, e5, knight c5. Again, what do? Play king f4 to discourage black from going to e4. Vassily played bishop d5, and again, what do? Play bishop c2. Take away that e4 square against the knight. f6. Garry played e6. If white takes f6, then black can just play king f7 or even knight d7, with the idea of playing king f7 and taking the f6 pawn, and now black's pass pawn on f5 is blockaded. So after bishop c2, black played f6. Best move is e6. Vassily played king g7. Garry played bishop b4, knight b3. Again, how do you deal with the knight? Take away its landing squares. So to control that d4 square. c5, bishop c3, king f8. And here, Vassily resigned because Garry can just take the pawn on f6. Now, white has 2 mighty connected pass pawns and is winning advantage. So what are the takeaways for this game? A single bishop in an open position is good, but 2 bishops are better. Keep in mind that the way to beat a knight is to take away its outpost or landing squares. Like my dad stated, your rook needs to control the open file because it wants to go to a better place like the 7th rank or the 8th rank. Don't forget to press the like button, hit the subscribe, leave a comment on what you think about this presentation, share it to your friends, and you can also review this annotated game at the lichess.org link that I posted below. Thank you for watching. Please come again for the next show.